Okay, recording.
Okay. Thank you for coming out or tuning in online for our September 2021. I said September, didn't I?
Yeah.
November 2021 community meeting. This is something that's been historical with MNFurs going back to when we actually chartered almost 10 years ago. That'll be important in a little bit. We hope to do a monthly community meeting so we can hear what people have to say about the community, get input on events and things people want to see, what we're doing on the board level, and what our upcoming events are going to be. So, my name is Sin Letterman. I'm the vice president on the board and run community relations, public relations, and other things, youth program. I can't remember them all. I would like to thank Euro. He's our board secretary, and he was also doing our greeting and door checking for vaccination. And then we also have Rico, our president for MNFurs, and he's doing our online streaming and recording, and also does a lot of videography for us. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Well, at least for me, for those that aren't aware of me, and at least in person at meets or anything, I'm also one that's pretty present on Discord with the moderation and administration of the Discord.
Not much that
Okay,
to say at this moment, I don't believe.
No, you must talk. No. Euro's also one of our photographers. You may see some photo credits coming through for our social media posts, along with Yark, Wolf, and Drake. I'm trying to think.
And several
Kemet, yeah, and several others. And that being said, we can jump right into our agenda. First up, I have upcoming events. You may have noticed that we're trying to do some romps around the state. We last month had one in Duluth, and coming up this coming weekend, we have the outstate romp at Moorhead on the 20th. Again, all these events will be posted, or are posted, or will be posted on the website. That one's there. We also have our MNFurs romp the day after, because our event team are that awesome, and they have a weekend full of events. So we'll be at Stillwater on Sunday along the riverfront there. And then we're glad to bring up that we have been to Perkins and Hopkins, where we usually do our 2-week or second week of the month Perkins meet that goes back years and years. The staff is now caught up, trained, have the bandwidth, and we're going to start up our monthly second Saturday Perkins meet starting next month on Saturday, December 11th. And then we also picked out one for January, so people had more of a heads up. So that's, while that used to go all night for some of the gamers, they currently only are open until 10. So we'll be looking at timing from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. until they expand their hours. And something that's also not quite posted yet is that we've nailed down our holiday party. That is going to be at the Oval, and that is Saturday, January 15th from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And so we have some events that are going to happen at the holiday party that we're still trying to nail down with some of those details. But one of them is going to be coming up is a 10th anniversary event within the holiday party, but we'll come back to that. And then our next major adult event is coming up January 21st through the 23rd. It's Midwinter Frolic. It used to be formerly known as Wear Camp, and so we've had some changeovers, some chartering and things like that. And if you're not sure if you want to go or want more information, you go to midwinterfrolic.org, and you can go there and sign up. Okay, that was a lot of information. Does anybody have any questions?
I'm not sure where's the Perkins meet happen.
It happens in the Hopkins, Minnetonka area. It's not on the website yet. We're trying to get that put together, but it's on Highway 7 on the north side of Hopkins.
Just was the Loma 69.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people hit 169, get on Highway 7 and go west. So,
Yeah, in the future, are we gonna have further oval meets like we have in the past? Or-
yep.
We're
It's just-
trying to, but we haven't gotten the dates set up yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just around the holidays we usually pause because people are so busy and whatnot. We don't want to add to their social calendar.
And then there's also the Midwest Fur Fest.
Yeah,
Yes, and
that is one thing that we had to keep in mind when we were planning these events.
Just to touch base on it, because I'm sure anyone watching either virtually or on YouTube, there's been some question about why we're doing out-of-state romps and out of the Twin Cities for the romps. There's usually been some feedback in some degree of what, like furs that are further north, that are up in like Duluth or something, that can't typically make it to like a Twin Cities romp. And since we're Minnesota Furs, we're doing what we can to outreach to those other communities, either by having our events team go up there and facilitate it, or having a representative from that city run the event. Which, while we're on the topic of events, I just wanted to also touch base that just because us as staff are doing a lot of the events for Minnesota Furs doesn't mean that we have to be the ones that do the events. So if anyone ever thinks of like a fun event idea, like if someone wants to do like a geocaching meetup or a bar crawl, or someone wants to do like a LAN party, we play old games like Halo or Doom, by all means, email us. And we're also can be a good resource since we have a large network of contacts on Facebook, Twitter, Discord,
Email.
email.
Websites.
Yeah, we're more than happy to help promote events. So we're always open to more ideas, especially trying to get outside of the typical cycle of Perkins, Coffee Meet, Oval. It's cool to get some diversity in the meetups. So I'm going to speak on behalf of Drake on this one. We couldn't make it today because we're at Quantifer. You can email events@MNFurs.org if anyone has any suggestions for meets, either to run yourself or if you need help running it.
I think the form on the website still works.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
event
or you can go to the
submissions.
contact us forum on MNFurs.org and fill that out. Sorry, that was my event plug for Drake.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that's why we're all here, so back each other up. So that's upcoming events, and like I say, some of this stuff's not on the website. It should probably be up in the next week or so. But we're always looking for more things and whatnot. So something new that just popped up on the website, and something some people have been talking about in MNFurs for a very long time, is there's now a Help Wanted page under volunteers in the menu, and we just launched that this last week. Not all the positions are necessarily open, but it's good to see what people are interested in, and we can build staffing and all around on that. So right now, our critical needs, our photographer lead is looking for a co-lead. That's listed on there with a link with some of the description on that more in depth. We did a treasurer search and life happened, and so now we're doing another treasurer search for a corporate treasurer or the society treasurer. We have 3 treasurer positions. We have one for Midwinter Frolic, one for Furry Migration, and one for the society overall. And that's the position we're looking for. They oversee the other 2, and each treasurer backs up the others, because life happens. And the society treasurer is also responsible for taxes and all that, and we have people experienced in doing that, but we need someone to step up for that role.
Can I touch base on that real quick?
Sure.
So the cool thing is, if you don't know exactly how to be a treasurer or are not sure what it takes or what its involvement is, we're more than happy to do what we can to train. So maybe if that's something that you've always wanted to do but never knew how to get into it, it kind of helps us fulfill our mission statement a little bit as well, since we're a nonprofit organization in the form of education. That's what we are, a 501c3. I'm pretty sure we're more than happy to help train into that position. So experience is not necessary, but
Now, in all these positions, if you're looking at the list and like, oh, I'm kind of interested to find out how that works, let us know. We're also looking at providing internships for some of our positions just because they're that hard to fill. And through some of our contacts, we have ways to maybe get college students and set up an internship. So it's not going to be paid because we all get paid so much to be on the board. But yeah,
By so much, none of us get paid.
We get paid a grand total of $0.00 per year.
I mean, the
Tax
morale
deductible.
is a payment, right?
What's that?
The sense of morale and that you're doing something for the community is a payment, right?
Yeah, that is. So that being said, we're looking for web development and content editors and managers. So for social media, things that go on the website, things like that. And then a volunteer and staff admin, the one that keeps track of, people are interested in volunteering somewhere and connecting those people and also keeping track of hours because hours are very important for elections. You help vote for us or replace us or whatever you feel is necessary. So, but yeah, those are the main things we're looking for right now. If you're here and didn't pick it up, there's a list here, or you can go to www.mnfurs.org/help-wanted and MinnesotaFurs/ so, or go to the website, it's in the menu, so. Anything you like to cover on?
In terms of help wanted?
Yes.
No, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I guess I also want to touch base on, like, it's not all inclusive to what we're looking for in terms of positions. If there's a certain skill set that you have that you think might be useful for the organization, or even if you think it might not be useful, by all means, reach out. There's always something that I'm sure we could find a position for.
Yeah.
That includes even staffing for furry migration. So if you've been to furry migration and you enjoy it, but you want to get a little bit more involved or give something back to the convention, that's also an option as well. Unfortunately, they were invited but couldn't make it. The con-chairs, I'm sure, would appreciate any help on that front.
Or even Midwinter Frolic, there's always some staff there that may be needed. If you have any questions, you can ask me afterwards and be glad to talk about that. Then next on our list is, it's getting to be that time of year where we have elections coming up and January comes very quickly. Right now, we're looking for people to complete an elections committee, and then we're also looking for people to consider being candidates. We need the committee seated before New Year's so they can start soliciting for candidates, and candidates close usually at the end of January. Depends on the calendar. That's up to the election committee to set that final date for candidate submissions, but first we need the committee. If you're interested in finding out about that, you can email elections@mnfurs.org, and there's a lot of history, there's a lot of documentation. It sounds scary, but it doesn't have to be, because there's a lot of that, or a lot of information there from past years, and you can work with a group and find all kinds of things, meet new and interesting people, and make new friends. So
Yeah, definitely, for sure. If running for the board is something that anyone here, either in the room, virtual, or watching on YouTube is interested in, but isn't sure what that involves, you're more than welcome to attend one of our board meetings and kind of just see what it's all about.
Also, for elections, to be an eligible voter, you do need 20 volunteer hours, and that can be anywhere across the org. It can be for hours from going to meetings like this one, or attending any of our events and being staff. So, and then always ask us about hours and questions you may have about getting them. We'll find a way.
Yeah. But basically, being a board member is basically all the administrative stuff that you kind of don't see. It happens on the background. Things like preparing for migration and writing policies and documents, like the code of conduct that we have for the org and everything. Kind of the people that sit in the background and help do those things. So.
Yeah, a lot of administrative work, but, and then we do and then we staff other things, so.
Yep, Minnesota Furs wouldn't be a thing without the board of directors, so.
When is the board meeting? Or something?
The next one will be on December 8th. It's usually the first Wednesday of the month, but we didn't think it was fair to have a board meeting 2 days before MFF, so we pushed it back a week, so.
Yep, and either you can attend in person, we do it here at the same location, in the other room. And we also offer it in a virtual capacity, so if you don't really want to make the trek out here, because for some people it's a long drive, you can also join online.
And then if you look at the bottom of the website for MNFurs.org, usually there's a calendar, and usually we try to get some of these meetings up there, so you can refer to that, and you can usually find the link and whatnot.
Yep, and attending the board meetings is another great way to get volunteer hours. And also kind of get a sneak peek of what might be coming up
Yeah.
within the org. Because usually it's discussed at board meetings before we post it online, so it's kind of a fun way to see what happens exactly.
And then, you may have noticed on October 15th this year, there was a social media announcement that it was our 9th anniversary, and that celebrates us being 9 years after we incorporated as a 501c3. So this means that we're going to have our 10-year anniversary, and so we're still in the process of planning and plotting and trying to make things interesting for everyone. And we're still looking for ideas. We have a committee, but if you've got ideas and want to know more about it, I know for some people, the brainstorming informational meetings have been very informational. So people who weren't here at the beginning and found out how we all started in the steering committee and the history and all kinds of things. So.
Yeah, and not a lot of people know that. I mean, Minnesota First has been around for a very long time, but it's been incorporated about 10 years ago, and it's kind of crazy to think how long Minnesota First has been around and the thing.
Yeah, because if you go all the way back, we can talk about Funny Animals, Reed Waller, and Omaha, the cat dancer. Or you can even talk about Saturday Night Furs, which was the predecessor to Minnesota Furs. And usually they've had picnics, and that's where our history of picnics comes from. And meeting at different restaurants and all that. And that's interesting background. So. We're going to probably do, looks like we're going to do something monthly. We're going to start it up at the holiday party, and we're looking for people's stories about what MNFurs is to them. So think about that, and we're going to do little video captures. We're still working in that out, but that's his project.
Yeah, it's kind of cool if you want to kind of...
Sorry?
I have older videos and pictures in the earlier days.
Okay, that would be good, because we're looking for stuff, yeah, so.
I guess without spoiling too much of the surprise, we're looking at possibly doing some sort of long-length video to help celebrate the 10-year anniversary. So, I mean, definitely, if you guys have any photos or videos from previous picnics or any previous years of Fred Migration or even Con Zero or OMFG.
Or cat days, or.
Yeah, we're looking for that. And also, if anyone here has any experience or doesn't have experience in doing video production, I'm sure we'd be more than happy to get help producing that video. It's probably going to be quite a project.
Yeah, and like I say, we're still trying to figure.
I don't know how to rip it and get it back into a computer form like MP4 files.
Okay.
I have the ability to do it. If you could like bring them to like a meet and then I can digitize them and give you a copy of the digitized copy as long as we can keep a version for ourselves. Yeah, so the next meet you go to.
Software that does that?
Yeah, we can talk about it after. There's something where you can plug in a DVD player to your computer through composite video cables and rip those.
And my computer does have a DVD drive.
Yeah, there's software for that. Yeah, we can talk about it after. It's possible.
Yeah, so we should probably set up an email address for that, but right now, just go to the contact us form on MNFurs.org, and we will look at that, and we'll figure and be in contact. So All right, we're just flying through this. So now we're kind of in an open forum looking for events, suggestions, or just to let the community be heard. So it's just an open forum right now. One thing that pushed this is that we were trying to do a Surly meetup, and then we were informed that their labor practices were not the best of things, and we didn't want to support that, so we canceled that event. But then we were looking for what people in the community want to do beyond our meetups and our ops, things like that, so.
Sure.
Because I know we've done up, down once.
Yeah, so we're looking at doing a lot more kind of like 21 plus meets, either at a bar or something. We did Up Down, which is a fun arcade in Uptown, where they have pizza, drinks, and arcade games. I mean, that sounds pretty sweet. We did that once, and we'll definitely do that again. It was actually quite popular. We had quite a bit of people that went there. Unfortunately, not fursuit friendly, but it's a great way to meet other people. So we're gonna do that again. But instead of Surly, we're looking at different options. If anyone knows any fun breweries in the area, like for one, there's Ven, which is right off the light rail, which is cool. And they have a fox as their mascot, so I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, if anyone else has any ideas, either here or after, we're open to suggestions.
Pub crawl, because there's a bunch there's a cider works over here, there's one literally across the street, there's one a block this way, so we can wander around here for anyone that's looking to partake in adult beverages. Other things we've done, a Mall of America meetup, there's walking groups, things like that. I know we've done nature walks, just what people want to see and what they want to do. We have access to renting space here from GPS, Geek Partnership Society, and thank you for finding it. So I know it gets a little confusing over here, but yeah, I don't know what people want to see, things like that, so.
Shout out to Leo. Sorry I didn't see your message in Discord about where the door was. Probably be a little bit more clear of how to get into the building in the future.
Fair enough. I don't know, I have anything else, and so yeah, think about that, and then you can contact us at the website again if you think of something outside of the meeting. And then we have Ask the Board. You can ask us anything you want to ask us. So.
Plus, we don't have to. I mean,
Yeah.
no pressure.
Or you can email us. My board email is cyndyr@mnfurs.org. Or anybody else on the board, you can email board@mnfurs.org. We're always have.
I believe it's directors@mnfurs.org.
Oh, is it directed?
Yeah,
Okay.
directors@mnfurs.org.
I'm sorry, I have too many
That's all
many
right.
nonprofits that I tie to, so.
I guess they also, it's not just us on the board. I mean, this is just 3 of us. We also have Midnight, who's in attendance virtually right now, who also does hotel stuff for Fair Migration. We have, there he is, hi. We also have Yansha, and then we have the 2 convention con chairs, Fuan and Lego. And for Treasury, we have Denza and I haven't actually met him, so I don't remember their name.
Oh yeah, because he's out of state.
Yeah, we have another out-of-state person, so yeah.
So you can ask any one of us or all of us, or attend a board meeting. Our board meetings are open to the public. The other meeting that we regularly have is usually a communications meeting, trying to figure out our social media and all that, but that's a whole nother story, so.
Just out of curiosity, because it's something I'm proud of that we have. Who here is on our Discord server? I know Leo is, but not raising their hand. Cool. Yeah, we're always looking at doing more things with the Discord server, so if you have any ideas or suggestions, we have that channel in there as well. We monitor it quite regularly. Beans week is almost over, so get your beans in.
Oh, Beans Week, all right. Then we also have a Telegram bot where you can contact us too. That's designed by Rico, and he knows way more about it than I do. So.
Yeah, so I guess to kind of touch base on a little bit of feedback that we received as a board. Some people always, like, we have, before the bot, we had the forum on our website. You could reach out to us. You could reach out to us by email or at any of the events. Usually I think we at least try to have at least one board member at an event. But people were saying that it was a little bit too hard for people to find out how to get in touch with the board with like either concerns or questions or problems. So we put together a Telegram bot. Trying to remember what the address is of that. I'll figure it out in a second. We have a Telegram bot that if, because I know a lot of FRs are, of course, on Telegram, that if there's anything that someone wants to let us know, Telegram bot's there. It usually is helpful for us to know who you are so we can follow up if we have more questions, but there is also, I believe, the option that to submit things anonymously on there, so that's an option.
Is there a reason why you guys don't have a Telegram group for the?
Yeah, there is a reason, and we get that question, I think actually kind of a bit. Discord was kind of our first step into having like a platform for people to engage in real time. Discord was kind of like the experimental platform of getting us in that direction. There's a couple problems that come up when you have a platform like Telegram or Discord or something. One big thing is staffing and bandwidth, because we don't have a ton of staff, which is why we are doing the help wanted. But that was the first problem, is we didn't have the people to moderate it and kind of make sure things stay on track. So the Discord was kind of like an experimental thing to see if, like, can we even do it? Currently, it's not on our roadmap to do a Telegram group chat because moderating a Discord server is a lot easier because you have roles and permissions and logging. When it comes to a Telegram channel, it's a little bit different and a little bit more complicated. You need to start incorporating bots for CAPTCHA to keep bots out of it, and it's a little bit harder to moderate. We're looking at maybe eventually doing it. We don't have plans right now, but if anyone here has ideas of how we could accomplish that or wants to help out or pitch any ideas, those emails and the forum is a great way to give us ideas.
There's just also a legal issue with it. It's too easy to remove things off of Telegram. And if someone is trying to report something there and decide to kill the channel, then we've lost all our record on it. And that's a big thing, is that we can't keep records of conversations there. Somebody else decides to delete that conversation. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, Telegram a few versions back made it so you can just remove content from anywhere without consent of either other group members or the other users. And another big issue that because I do moderation I'm a staffer for Telegram on the side. Another vector for abuse that a lot of people have been falling into is with Telegram, you can easily just invite someone to a group chat and it will put them in that group chat. So what people will do is they'll make kind of these really sketchy group chats with sketchy interests, invite people into it, and then take screenshots of them in that group chat and use it as blackmail.
Oh my goodness.
So that's an issue I've been seeing as a staffer there. A good way to protect yourself against that is there's permissions in Telegram that you can only have your contacts invite you into group chats, which is something I enabled because I don't want that to happen. And it's been kind of growing rampant. So that's another issue, is if we have that group chat, people can come in there and just mass add people into questionable group chats and then fabricate blackmail. So.
Learn something new every day.
Yep, the more you know. That's actually something that's been kind of more recent. And as much as I would love to have a Telegram group chat, it's stuff that just makes it like, do we really want to like subject our community to that as a, yeah, so. I mean, if Telegram ever changes their ways where things are a little bit better from like a legal standpoint that we can do it, yeah, we'd be happy to. Because trust me, it's something it's where all the furs are, but. Yeah.
Yeah, all the stickers, yes. Must have stickers.
Yep.
I've never even used one before, actually. I'd say I've used one once. I've used one once.
You're not a real fur then, are you?
Well, he's
I
at
have a
least half a fur, he's got a fursuit.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
It's either you have stickers or you.
Well, it's in the repair shop right now, but, yeah.
I don't have well, I have an inflatable suit, but, that's not really a suit, but anyways, anything else that people have questions about or anything?
That was a great question, by the way.
Yes, it was. Anybody online?
If nobody has a question, I have a question for you guys. What's your favorite part about Minnesota furs?
I think it's the people involved, friendly.
The community?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kirst? Yeah, for sure. I think it's community. And I would say that's probably a strong thing as well. I grew up in Fargo, North Dakota. And coming from North Dakota, it's hard to find an organization of furs that are organized like Minnesota Furs is. There is next to nothing for events out there, and herding furs together to do a bowling meet even is like pulling teeth for somewhere that doesn't have a group. So for me at least, when I lived out in North Dakota, I would make the drive into Minnesota for the picnics because you meet great people. It's organized. It's something that happens fairly regularly, so you can plan on it. And you know, in kind of a weird roundabout way, it was kind of the way that I met my husband, because it just brings people together. You meet people, and it's just great. We recently had someone from out of state, from Florida, that was helping us build a hangar in Lakeville, and they're a fur, and they came to a picnic. And after the picnic, he came to me and was like, hey, next time you guys do a picnic, let me know when, because I'm going to fly back out here for that. Because out in Florida, they don't have anything like this. There's no organized structure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm a transplant to Minnesota for college, so I didn't know anyone here. I didn't know any fur. So I looked up and I saw you guys' website. I went to the forum and I discovered all my current furry groups in college. So it's great. So it's great for people to know each other too. So
Yeah.
See, it does work. I mean, we get, every year we have like, oh my God, there's a con in Minnesota for furs. And we've only been doing this for like 7 years, but I'm not sure how people search for furs in Minnesota. Every year it's a revelation. I always find it kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, not to harp on anyone that doesn't know that we exist, but I'm pretty sure if you just search for Minnesota and then furry, I can't imagine it's hard to find.
Yeah, our SEO is pretty good because the person who set up the sites knows what they're doing, but it just amazes me that it's like you've been a fur for 3 years and you haven't realized you had a home con, and it's like, oh, well, welcome home, but.
I read a chat message from someone online that said what's important, what they like about Minnesota furs. They said the ovals have always been their favorite. My most talkative there. They take those hallways in between convention rooms and make it into one long event. That was from Rye.
Nice.
Which I agree. The oval meets it's nice because it's a nice in between from like the convention, which is great to meet more people. But unlike other groups that do conventions, we do things year round. So not just for immigration. And it's that kind of that nice bridge of like, well, now I have PCD after FM's over, post-con depression. But that's not really a case of us because it's like, oh, well, we'll just have a picnic around the corner. So yeah, it's nice.
All right.
I got nothing else.
I don't either. I have food, but I don't have anything else for the meeting. Any other questions or any comments? We'll, can talk to us after the meeting and things like that. So I think we're going to wrap up for the online people and the video, and just let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for all coming out.
Before we close, I
Oh.
Chris has his hand up.
Oh, he does, okay. Caught you drinking?
I guess the one holding the merchandise card was in the board. As part of our 10-year anniversary, we're looking at doing some more merchandise and even doing some reruns of previous merchandise that people were a big fan of. So there'll be more of that, which I'm sure we'll share on social media. Usually we try to do our merch sales at any of our larger events, like picnics, and trying to bring it back to the Oval Meets. But if anyone has any ideas for merch they think would be cool, by all means.
Bumper stickers would be nice.
What was that?
Bumper stickers.
Bumper stickers?
Yeah.
We do, at the convention, we did put some window clings out there, but bumper stickers would be good too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we also had a few magnets for fur migration. I put one of those in the back of my car and then lost it on the first car wash I went through.
Oh,
But yeah, that's a good idea. I'll write that down.
We also have another hand raised.
Oh, yeah, Leo.
oh,
I feel like merchandise would be more popular if there was some sort of a mascot or a face for everyone.
Yeah.
I think we had that idea on one of the planning meetings for the 10-year anniversary.
We tossed around the idea. So it's been talked about numerous different times about having like a fursona for MNFurs or even for immigration. It's something that was brought up again for our 10-year anniversary that maybe that's the step we want to take because it would help with like merchandising. We don't have a solid answer on it now, but I like the idea, like having like a caribou, is it, or like a loon or something. Yeah, for sure. That's a good idea. I'll write that down as well, because there's clearly a demand for it.
all right.
Hey, Leo,
Actually, I just wanted to ask.
off the top of your head real quick, what would you think would be a good animal for MNFurs? Not a possum, you can't say possum.
I don't know if that's possible, that would be a little bit biased. I think maybe something like a northern animal or like a state bird or,
Yeah, basically something native to the region, basically.
yeah.
I don't think we can use the gopher, that's kind of University of Minnesota.
It could be.
I mean, we don't have to.
The U of M gopher.
I mean,
But
it's-
we can.
I don't think we can just. I don't think we can pull like the U of M like
No, we can't use
mascot
their
itself,
image,
but
yeah.
I think like a generic gopher that would
Or our
be,
own version, yeah.
that
So
would be an option.
we cannot use licensed characters, and that is definitely a licensed character. So, but we can, it doesn't mean we can't create our
Wait,
own.
you're saying we can't just have Nick Wilde as our mascot?
Oh, that was-
Cross that one out.
I feel like it shouldn't be a species that's already used as a widely known thing as something that's
Yeah,
like a gopher or a timberwolf.
yeah, I was thinking the exact same things. Since we're a very strong Minnesota-based organization, it'd make the most sense for it to be Minnesota something
Yeah.
themed, so.
do you guys know what's the state official animal?
I'd have to look it
Is
up.
there an official animal?
Oh,
I
yeah.
know there's a state bird and a state fish. I don't know about there being a state animal. I want to say there's also a state flower. isn't
Yeah,
there?
there's a state.
I think we're about to find out because somebody in the back is furiously Googling.
I'm seeing a few things. I'm seeing walleye, common loon, monarch butterfly, and northern leopard frog.
The loon is the state bird, the walleye is the state fish. The butterfly, I don't know what that is, the state, is it a state insect? Is
The
there such a
state
thing as a
butterfly?
state insect?
There's a state drink, milk.
I think they got
All
the wrong
right.
state.
Justin online says wolf. Curse says coyote. They are Minnesota trail, so they are fine. Minnesota is one of the 23 states that has no state animal or mammal designation.
Ah,
Oh no.
I found 3 options.
well, I can go in the Wayback Machine and say Pine Marten.
Yeah, I think we had that for like the first year migration. I'm seeing that.
Well, that was its own story at that point, but,
Yeah,
'cause there's-
2 options though.
in the fandom,
Eastern wolf and black bear.
yeah, there's one thing in the fandom, because we have so many artists, some of the reluctance on the mascot is that it tends to be taken over by artists and we lose control of them, so that's one thing, and that's all I'll say on that, because it'll go further than that, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, and I mean, this is part of the thing of being a board member, you get to have these fun debates, is like, I feel like it's gonna happen in
Yeah.
any way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that there's no Rule 34 of the MNFurs logo.
Oh, for God's
Oh,
sake.
that you said.
Yeah.
Now you said it.
And it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. That's fine though, I mean, I challenge someone.
No, please, no. I don't want to see it. Not that.
Does anyone else have any other questions before I guess we wrap up?
Bumper sticker, what were you thinking on what the bumper sticker would be?
I was trying to think of like for migration, we just like, just the GPS kind of style logo and stuff, we do a logo with the name, or maybe just like MNFurs logo with name, stuff like that. It's kind of doing like kind of useful branding.
Okay.
Like that's really why I want to look migration and MNFurs.
All right, good to know. We do have awesome window clings that I don't know when they'll probably be at the holiday party. There's one with just the state logo, or the Minnesota Furs logo, and then there's one with the Minnesota logo with the Midwinter Frolic snowflake over the FM pointer, so that's out there.
Yep. And I also wanted to say real quick, if anyone's missed out on a previous year shirt for immigration, we're selling them at a discounted rate. So if you come to the holiday party, bring some money, because
We'll have merchandise.
they're really cheap right now.
All right,
All right,
I think we're good.
cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill the meeting.
Yeah, we'll have another one next month. We just don't have the date for that just yet.